If we stopped testing for the sake of it, numbers wouldn't be so high. Yeah, we should just all boycott tests, and those numbers would be the best in the world. Yeah! The good old, if I can't see it, it doesn't exist strategy. You know, the amount of numbers of COVID don't directly correlate to the test. You understand that if nobody takes the test, they still have COVID. You just don't know they do. Special thanks to CJ, Nix, Marigi, L, Howland Requiem, Holly Miller, Karen Duca, Kaorian Mori, and Kapachi for supporting my channel and supporting my content. Thank you so much, guys. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are returning to r/insane people Facebook because insane people are funny to laugh at, right? Right? Let's take a look, shall we? Parents of students in blank county schools, you better beware. There is a rumor that there will be a teacher leaving at Christmas and coming back as a member of the opposite sex. If I had a kid in this school, I would pull them out so fast it's not funny. Parents, take a stand now. ETA, my sources say this is an elementary school and a staff member that all kids will come into contact with. I have a question for you. I don't know your name, so I shall call you Karen. Why does the gender or sex of a teacher matter to you? Why does this make any difference? If a teacher is transgender, they are still the same teacher. Nothing is changing. They are just simply changing their appearance to match how they feel. This isn't going to affect their teaching. This isn't going to affect the students. So why does this matter? What difference does this possibly make? Get over yourself, Karen. Get over yourself. My friend accused me of being racist because I advised her not to date black guys. We'll preface this by saying, I am not racist. Like, if you start something with I am not racist, we all know what direction this is going in. Okay, story time. My friend, 25, female, recently broke up with her boyfriend of 4 years. He's black. And she told me she wants to be asked out by another black guy she knows from her work. I told her that was a terrible idea because black males are statistically far more likely to not be in a position to financially support her as she deserves to be, have violent and or sexist tendencies towards women, often the results of their father figures growing up. Now she's not talking to me and she told people I'm a racist, which obviously I'm not. I honestly don't know what to say to her to make her understand that I'm just trying to keep her from LVMs. What does LVM stand for? Oh no, I'm gonna have to look this up, aren't I? Low value males. So, I'm not racist, I just think all black people are low value. Huh? Sorry, how can you say you can start this with I'm not racist and pretty much finish it with she told people I'm racist, which I'm obviously not, but then you call black men low value males? Excuse me? How can you argue you're not racist when you label all black men as low value males? The real reason why they removed lead paint. Lead paint was banned, not because children were eating paint chips, but rather how well it absorbed RF EMF radiation. Why do you think you wear a lead vest while getting x-rayed? Lead is highly effective in providing protection from sources of radiation, including gamma rays, x-rays, and other types of radiation. The truth of the matter is they removed this paint to make their silent weapons more effective against us. Why is this kid sleeping with a router on his bed? No, this isn't the case. And yes, lead does block a lot of forms of radiation. However, having lead paint on a child's climbing frame is not going to change the fact that a kid is sleeping with a mobile phone in their bedroom. But also, we're not in any danger. We're not, so, you know, we're more in danger of lead poisoning than we are of radiation poisoning from a mobile phone. Just saying. This is what I have to deal with every time it rains and snows, and our village does nothing about it. What do we get for all our tax dollars that we pay? Not a damn thing. They told me this is normal. Imagine reaching adulthood and having never seen a puddle before. What? What are they gonna do? Just stop the rain? Just tell it not to rain? It's a puddle. Get over it. It's a bit of water in the street. Imagine thinking that puddles are not a normal occurrence. Like, oh, people are so dumb, dude. People are so dumb. Legal fiction birth certificate. In the year 1966, during the Black Plague and the Great Fire of London, the government declared all living citizens as lost or dead at sea. They changed the law of the land to the law of the sea, aka maritime law. This allowed them to create their own language called Legalese, which is the same words as English but with different meanings attributed to them. Look up words like human, person, and mandatory in the Black's Law Dictionary to find out what the government really means when using such words. Look into it. It will blow your mind. That's why there are docs in court. Why we need a passport. Why we have a birth certificate. Wait, why we have a birth certificate, which they spelled birth wrong, and go down the birth canal and on and on. Okay, right, I need to explain a couple of things. It's called a passport because it's a pass to get you through ports. You have a physical pass so that you can go through ports. That's why they're called passports. That's not legalese. And it's called the birth canal because it's a canal that you're born through. People this dumb exist. This is a real person. A real person posted this. Been clean eating for over a year, salving since June, juicing since then. Both pinned post recipes, veg and pineapple with grapefruit. Daughter caught a viral infection which she passed on to me and hubby. It's been 2 weeks of coughing and releasing lots of green phlegm. At the tail end of it now, I haven't taken anything unnatural for it, except the juices, saunas, Epsom salts, baths, lemon, ginger, and garlic water, Asiac tea, orange juice, lots of fruit, green juice. So my question is, my immune system wasn't able to withstand a viral infection. How's it supposed to heal cancer? Also, has anyone else been on a clean juicing diet and still caught a cold flu while healing cancer? Wow, it's almost like they don't work and that it's bogus and that alternative medicine is called alternative medicine because if it worked, it would be called medicine. Funny that. This person is so close to figuring it out. They are so close to realizing, wow, these things don't work. Yet healthy eating is good for you, okay? It's called healthy eating for a reason. Eating lots of fruit and vegetables and things that are good for you is gonna be good for you. However, there is a reason we have medicine, and it's because just eating healthy isn't enough to save us from most illnesses. You're still gonna get ill. She's so close to figuring it out. So close, and just still doesn't quite get it. And that is really annoying. If you ever got the chance to meet Chance, you would understand. This little soul here is going to impact the world. His message to you all is that the virus will be over after Christmas in about 4 months. He also says that in 200 years, humans and computers will be wiped out, but not to worry because when humans return, they will be happy again when technology is gone. These are the kind of messages he receives and tells me. So my message is today that I'd love you to reflect on the word and meaning of chance. Chances. What does it mean to you? Feel free to comment and share your thoughts. Never give up. I love you. This woman really thinks that her son, her little child, is a freaking prophet. Her child is having prophetic dreams, everybody. Oh, yeah. No, of course, we should just take the words of this child as fact, right? This child is clearly having visions, and we should all respect that and make sure to follow the words of this child. It's funny because he's called Chance, because while there may be a chance he's right, there's more chance he's not. They are using your eyes as cameras. Yes, anything you see, they see. I know with me, they're having me cybernetically paired with a doll to where I see what it sees, what it hears, and I feel what it feels. And how when I'm in the state of the doll, I can't talk, I can't move my lips. Bro, that's called having a stroke. I somewhat believe this, but then again, I don't know if it's true for me. But I've definitely had instances where I feel like they can. These people are insane, dude. I've had a chip in my right hand that's illegally implanted. What? I got chipped years back. It's called broadcasting. My vision has been pixelated for almost 3 years now. Dude needs to see an optician and he's out here like, nah, my eyes are fine. I'm just being watched by the government. I believe they are using Broadcom and channels 1.6 and 11 on Wi-Fi. It's cameras in everything, like charge blocks and in lights and in the walls, just everything. But your eyes, and I found them in my oven and also my TV where they shouldn't be, on also a third camera in my phone. Dude doesn't realize that phones have multiple cameras now. Oh, dude, these people are all insane. Look, the reality of the situation is, can the government watch us really easily? Absolutely yes. Are they watching us? Who knows? I certainly don't know. Are they going to be watching through your eyes? There is not a street in a first world country at this point that doesn't have some kind of security camera, DoorDash camera, any of that kind of thing. They are so common. Not only that, but cars have cameras in them now. They have parking sensors. They have security cameras. They have GoPros in them. We carry phones around that have microphones and cameras everywhere we go, okay? They don't need to look through our eyes to see what we are seeing. That is so unnecessary. They would not waste their time and energy creating technology to see through our eyes when we carry cameras and microphones with us everywhere we go. It's so dumb. You wouldn't think that if someone in your family was murdered or raped. I'm not saying he did or didn't do what he is accused of, but if you had a family member die and the person that did the crime get to life, a long life, answer the question, how would you feel? She says, replying to Bernice King, the daughter of Martin Luther King Jr. How would you feel if someone in your family was murdered? They ask a woman whose dad was assassinated. Freaking idiots. Well, if you're gonna reply to someone on Twitter, if they don't have a check mark, then you might be safe, but it's worth checking anyway. If they do have a check mark, please just check who you're replying to, because so often people sound like idiots because they reply to someone who is an authority in the field going, no, you're wrong. Like whenever you see someone that's like, actually, I think the author meant this when they wrote this in their book, in response to the author of the book saying, this is what I meant. Like, just check. Just for a second, check. Donald Trump is Jesus Christ. America will be debt free. We will return to God's country. Many have been robbed of their common sense. No man can bring down each country's wealth, royals, and clear the massive number of tunnels from the satanic killings of so many children, but Jesus Christ. It is common sense. Donald Trump did this. Think about it. Mask a symbol of tyranny. What? Tell me it's a cult without telling me it's a cult. Seriously. When have you ever seen any other president have followers claim that their president is actually Jesus? It's a cult, dude. This is how cults start. This is how cults stay alive, okay? My favorite quote I've seen, and it has two variations, is what makes a cult versus a religion? And my two favorite responses are, one, the leader of the cult is still alive, and two, 200 years. Donald Trump isn't Jesus, and I seriously hope that America starts going, hey, how about instead of choosing the lesser of two evils, we choose the greater of two greats? But, you know, that's probably never going to happen. The country is whittled down to a two-party system. One of the founding fathers actually said that a two-party system is the most evil of politics, and well, that's where America is. And the result of that is every 4 years, you have to choose the lesser of two evils. And if you are choosing the lesser of two evils, you're still choosing evil. So how about you pick some good presidents for once? You know, Obama, he was pretty cool. Pick more people like that. Not to get too political, but Lucifer was the original fact checker. But God said if I eat it, I'll die. Independent fact checkers have proven this to be false. There's layers to this one, okay? Right, look, okay. So, the implication in this picture is that God lied to Eve because Eve ate the fruit after the fact checkers had proven that the fruit was going to kill her to be false. She didn't die. She survived. But that's not the only layer, because the real layer to this person has never read the Bible, okay? Because anybody that has read Genesis, the first book in the Bible, knows that it was literally God's plan for Eve to eat the fruit. He planned for that to happen. He knew that was going to happen. It was an important part. To elaborate on this point, Adam and Eve were at this stage immortal and couldn't die, so this was like a grave thing. What happened when they ate that fruit is they were cast out of the Garden of Eden and they were given mortality so that they could die. However, this was a very important and planned thing to happen, because if they weren't given that mortality, if they weren't given that ability to die, they could never have children and they could never populate the earth. So this was a whole thing. This was the whole entire plan from the beginning. And also they didn't immediately die. So like if Satan said, oh, by the way, you won't just straight up die if you eat this fruit, he was telling the truth, because it wasn't exactly a lie of a statement saying that if they eat the fruit, they will die, because they did eventually die. However, it was misleading and made it sound like if they ate that fruit, then they would immediately die, which they did not. So what's the issue here? Oh, dudes will be like, if you tell me something is true because I'm lying, then you're the bad guy because I'm lying and the lies are the good things, not the truth. I will never come back here again. The little mask Nazis were very rude and relentless in their power trip. Boo! You guys are brainwashed. This translates to, I went to Little Caesars and they asked me to put a mask on. That's all this translates to, really. Oh, mom, you need to put on a mask too. You Nazis! How dare you! Just wear a mask. Not hard. It's like 30 seconds to get to your table. Just wear a mask. So not hard. It's so easy. Imagine, like, I'm not saying this woman claims to be Christian, but there's a common thing in Christians at the moment. Imagine claiming to be Christian, okay? You refuse to do something that is mildly inconvenient to help millions of lives. You can't call yourself a Christian if you are refusing to mildly inconvenience yourself to save lives, because Christianity is sacrificing yourself for other people. Why will the Red Cross only accept blood donations from the unvaccinated? This is true? Because they don't know what the impact of the vaccine has on the blood or the person receiving the transfusion. Because they are still human. Because they're not tainted. If they wanted to do even an ounce of research, they would find that the Red Cross is taking blood transfusions from people who are vaccinated. In fact, this is from the Red Cross website, their very own official website, which says COVID-19 vaccine and blood donor eligibility information. The Red Cross is following FDA blood donation eligibility guidance for those who receive a COVID-19 vaccination, and deferral times may vary depending on the type of vaccine an individual receives. If you received a COVID-19 vaccine, you'll need to provide the manufacturer name when you come to donate. Upon vaccination, you should receive a card or printout indicating what COVID-19 vaccination was received, and we encourage you to bring that card with you to your next donation. In most cases, there is no deferral time for individuals who received a COVID-19 vaccine, as long as they are symptom-free and feeling well at the time of donation. The following eligibility guidelines apply to each COVID-19 vaccine received, including boosters. There is no deferral time for eligible blood donors who are vaccinated with an inactivated or RNA-based COVID-19 vaccine manufactured by AstraZeneca, J&J, Moderna, Novavax, or Pfizer. Eligible blood donors who received a live attenuated COVID-19 vaccine or do not know what type of COVID-19 vaccine they received must wait 2 weeks before giving blood. So, they are accepting blood from people who are vaccinated, and at the very worst, you have to wait 2 weeks after you were vaccinated. It didn't take much research to find that. I just Googled Red Cross COVID-19 blood donations. Just do research. It's so easy. Before you post garbage on social media, just research what you're posting. 899 pounds of fentanyl and 15,631 pounds of methamphetamine were seized at the southern border in October alone. That much fentanyl is the equivalent of 204 million lethal doses. We need border security. What, you mean the border security that seized those drugs at the border? So you mean the ones that are already there? That have already accomplished this because the drugs were seized and didn't make it into the country. Those border securities, the ones you need that are already there. What, do you think they're gonna disappear if you don't talk about it or something? Like, it's already there. And the final post. 100% hundreds of TV athletes dropping down into convulsions and heart attacks. The general populace shaking with tremors. This is far worse time to be alive than 1940s Germany. Wow, okay. Okay, interesting. You got a source for that? And the general populace shaking with tremors. What kind of tremor? Like earthquakes? Are the vaccines causing earthquakes? Because that's kind of wild. I mean, okay, so this is a worse time to be alive than 1940s Germany is really contextual, because if you are, say, a white man, then 1940s Germany was pretty good for you. Especially if you were a white, blonde, blue-eyed man, then 1940s Germany was pretty great. If you were Jewish, disabled, or a person of color, not so much. No. So yeah, but also there was a war on. There was a whole ass world war, and that wasn't great for anybody that had to go to that war. Millions of people died, and you know what hasn't happened? Millions of deaths because of vaccinations. There have been millions of deaths because of COVID though. Millions of people have died from COVID, and not millions of people have died from the vaccine. So that really tells you everything you need to know. And that's where I'm going to end the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you want to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally, you can click that join button on the channel to join the channel. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.